I'm Bobby Flay. Each week, one brave chef will try to take me down in my house. This culinary battle is gonna shake down in 2 rounds. Round 1, to get to me, 2 contenders have to go through each other first, using an ingredient of my choice.
Let the games begin!
2 people that know me well will decide who's got the skills to beat me.
He's gonna smoke you.
Turn up the heat!
Round 2, I go head-to-head with a winning contender. It's their turn to surprise me with their signature dish. That's what you brought here?
I'm excited.
Bottom line, everyone's out to beat me. Now I'm nervous. Well, I'm always up for a little friendly competition. Tonight, I'm ready for a culinary battle. And here are 2 colleagues of mine who would love to see me stumble. Say hello to author and food writer Simon Majumdar and chef Donatella Arpaia.
Our first contender claims there's no cuisine he can't handle. Currently the executive chef of TW Food and Bronwyn in Boston, Tim Wiechmann.
Next, please welcome the executive chef of Taproom 307 in New York, Stephen Durley.
Simon and Donatella behind me, they've seen people take me down in competition before. If you want your shot, you first have to go through each other. You'll have 20 minutes to make an ingredient of my choice, the star of your dish. And that ingredient is beets. 20 minutes to prove what you got. And your time starts now.
I have a million thoughts in my head about what I'm gonna make. I know I wanna use all the parts of the beet, the leaf, the stem, and I wanna use the beet. I'm gonna make a salad.
I got this great idea for a soup, chilled beet gazpacho. The beets gotta go in the liquid fast because it takes a long time for them to get soft.
I got bacon rendering in a pan. I think bacon and beets go very well together.
Oh my God, bacon.
I'm not a believer that everything is better with bacon, but pretty much most things are.
2 minutes to go.
Tim has a lot of stuff going on, so I'm a little worried. I need to add another element to my dish.
I want to see just the texture of this soup. It's got to be really smooth.
I add a little cream as the final adjustment. It's gonna give it a nice velvety texture.
I've got some blue cheese that I know I want to put on there. And I also fried some beet leaves.
30 seconds, guys. Come on, you've got to get something on those plates.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Seconds left, I grab the creme fraiche, just throw it at the bowl.
2, 1, done.
I use some complex techniques, so I'm excited about my dish. I really want to get to Bobby Flay.
Chefs, Donatella and I really, really want one of you to beat Bobby. And it's all going to come down to which one of you made the beet the star of your dish. Chef Tim, tell us what you made.
I made a beet salad with a pickled beet stem, vinaigrette, a beet coulis, and fried beet leaves on top.
I really love the dill in this dish. It complements the beets so beautifully. I am a lover of bacon and cheese. I don't know if it was necessary here.
I think if you had just given us this beautiful pickled beet salad with the vinaigrette and that lovely crisp green on top, it would have been enough. I think there is a little bit much on here.
But I'm extremely impressed with how you showcase the different uses of the beet. Overall, excellent.
I'm having a minor freak out. There's no second round without getting through the first one.
Stephen, could you tell us what dish you made?
I made a chilled beet gazpacho with a creme fraiche and julienne mint.
It's very pretty. One of the things I really love, though, is just that little snip of herbs through it. I think they're very fresh, very bright on the palate. I think the balance is just a tiny bit out. I think if you'd used maybe a little horseradish cream instead of the creme fraiche just to give it another note, it would have worked better.
It's really, really good. I don't know if it's memorable.
I'm a little worried. I might have gone a little too simplistic.
I think one needed to add a little more, one needed to restrain a little bit, and we would have had the perfect dish.
Donatella and I need to take a moment and see who we think should move forward.
They both have their pluses and minuses. They both made really great dishes. It could go either way.
The chef that we have chosen to beat Bobby Flay is Chef Tim.
I was not expecting this. I'm feeling like I did a good job and I just got beat today.
I think you can beat Bobby Flay.
You did a lot, and Bobby does a lot, but he never forgets to edit himself and keep it simple.
Less is more.
You got it.
That was a nice warm-up, but now it's gonna get a little hot in here. What's your signature dish?
Wienerschnitzel.
Bobby, when was the last time you made a
Never.
Wienerschnitzel? Never.
Okay, guys, for fairness, Simon and I will not be judging. We're gonna bring in 3 experts to do a blind tasting.
You have 45 minutes to make the perfect Wienerschnitzel, and your time starts right now.
Chef Tim, his cutlets were perfectly breaded and there were no burnt spots.
Getting a beautiful golden brown. You've actually got to hear that crunch when you cut into it.
Do you smell something burning, Simon?
Yep.
Bobby, Wienerschnitzel, they're looking a little brown, borderline burnt.
Looks like that bacon fat might be a little bit hot.
Donatella and Simon are trying to distract me, they're trying to throw me, but, you know, I'm really focused on the piano, which is what we call the stove.
Chefs, 5 minutes.
A good schnitzel has an egg on the top. Eggs are difficult to execute. You want the yolk to be runny, the white to be completely cooked.
Bobby, what are you doing?
Eggs.
Don't worry, we can have the same idea.
I'm adding an egg for richness, along with the beet juice and the horseradish. It's gonna really bring this whole thing together.
1 minute, chef. Come on, 1 minute.
I have so many things to do, so many components. I just want to get it done.
So I've got my schnitzel on top of my potato. I carefully drop an egg on top of every piece of schnitzel, nailing it all at the right time.
It's hectic. Potato salad on the side, egg on top of the veal, beet and horseradish reduction, and a roasted lemon just in case they want to squeeze a little bit more.
If you ain't done, you're done. Wow.
Bobby, Tim, I would like to congratulate the both of you today. You did an incredible job.
Chefs, time to meet your judges. First up, chef and co-owner of the Spotted Pig and the Breslin in New York, April Bloomfield. And next, the owner of Kingside Restaurant and the Roof at the Viceroy Hotel in New York City, Scott Gerber. And finally, chef and author of The Cocktail Club, Maureen Petrosky. Judges, as you know, this is a blind taste test. Please start with the first plate.
This is exciting.
I really like the crunchiness of the breading.
I love the pretzel crumb. It really adds a delicious crunch and texture to the Wienerschnitzel.
There's a little bit too much oil on my plate, the dripping around it.
I agree that there was a little bit too much oil, but the pineapples kind of cut through the greasiness.
I agree. I like the way the pineapple gives it a little bit of acidity, but also like this really nice sweetness. The egg's a little overcooked for my liking. That's a bit of a disappointment.
My egg was a little bit overcooked, but I like them cooked well, so that didn't bother me too much. Overall, I thought the flavors were really fantastic.
It was a beautiful interpretation of schnitzel.
Judges, if you could please try the second dish.
I always say we eat with our eyes. It looked really beautiful.
You know, the breadcrumbs were probably a little bit dark for my taste.
I really liked the way the veal was pounded so thinly. It was nice. It wasn't as crunchy as I had expected.
The potato, hands down, is the best potato salad I've ever eaten. Overall, I think this dish worked.
Okay, judges, now you need to take a vote.
Tim's a pro at this, and he's a really good cook. He's gonna be tough to beat.
Bobby represents such a high level of competition that I'm really nervous.
Chefs, it was not unanimous, but somebody has to win. Chef Tim, you beat Bobby Flay!
I made that schnitzel, like, just right. I feel really good about that.
It's everything you want in a schnitzel. It was just perfection, really.
Your technique is spot on, so I knew you were gonna bring some serious game today. And the two of you, you'll never be here again. Congratulations.
Thank you, Joe.